This is Thorsten Appel. I'm the founder and CEO of SportContract. I was a professional hockey player. I was a goalkeeper and played for 10 years professional hockey in the DL and DL2. So even when I played hockey, I was already interested in computers and in internet and data and these kind of things. So when I started or when I stopped playing hockey, I decided immediately to set up a company and to build SportContract. The main clients are leagues and federation, clubs and players. The coaches use the system for pre and post game analytics and for player development. The scouts use SportContract because they can watch worldwide players. They can see the shifts, the shots. They have the ability to create scouting reports and to write notes, and that's combined with the videos. You can easily access SportContract via every internet browser or web browser. You also can use it on your phone and on tablets. SportContract provides analytics and scouting services. On SportContract, we have over 20,000 videos every season that are provided by leagues and federations around the world. For scouts, there are different needs on SportContract. They want to see the players, want to have easy access to the players. They want to see the shifts, the shots, want to have the ability to see a player in a short amount of time, to see many games to get an impression about the player. If we talk about analysts, they want to see much more detail. So they want to see the passes, they want to see the zone entries, exits. They want to see expected goals values. They want to compare players. That's a huge difference to the scouts. I think the difference to other company is that SportContract is really built by hockey people, by people that love the sport. And I think we are unique because we are really close to the teams. So we work hand in hand with the teams, we meet the teams. We see ourselves as a part of every club that we work with. So we are in constant contact with the team. So they have the ability to talk to us, to give us feedback, to give us feature requests. So we constantly really improve the system together with the teams. Hockey is a global sport, but we started already in 2000 in Europe. So we are the widest used platform in hockey in Europe. We have for 20 years close connections to the teams and to the leagues that support us and provide information and data and videos to us. So the last years, the NHL team started to use SportContract, and now we expand into the junior leagues and the lower leagues in North America.
Thank you, Torsten. Do I have you online there with me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Fine.
Uh,
How are you?
I'm good. I want to go back a little bit. You're a former hockey player. Did you always think that you would do something like this and change the game in a sense using new analytics and new possibilities towards when you were an actual player?
I think in 99 2000 when I had the idea about SportContract, so I was still playing, and then I thought, yeah, I wanted to play for a team. In the end, it did not work out, so that's why we started sport. Or I started SportContract. So it was really helping players and teams. So that's from the
But
start.
again, as a hockey player, going right there to the next step and taking that with you, that seems to me like you must have been a very smart hockey player.
I would not say. I think I just wanted to solve a problem. So I had a problem. I wanted to solve it. I started to talk to my teammates. I think that's how I started. I was sitting in the dressing room and we started to talk about it, and then I saw, no, we should do that. And it's also in 2000 there was the first hype of the internet. So I think was a time when everybody thought, okay, there is something. We don't know what exactly it is, but there's something out. What I realized in 2000 was that a lot of things that was needed to build this kind of systems that we finally see now 20 years later was not there. So we had really bad video qualities. That's finally changing only the last years, I would say. I mean, and that's one thing why I think also hockey is last in the sports that we just spoke about. Why is hockey last? It's the video quality was not there. You could not have videos in high quality from top level, but also not from junior leagues, and that's now changing, and that's why we can get or produce more and better data.
Now, are you involved? Is SportContract involved at all with the cameras or with the feeds, or do you use the cameras that are in the arenas originally?
Yeah, we use the cameras that are in the arena. We were able to integrate systems like Speedio or others into our system. So I think that's the need to be able to work to integrate different video feeds now into the systems.
You talked about North America and a lot of programs in North America. That's kind of close to my heart. I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and played in the arenas around Detroit, Michigan. Is it difficult? Is it more? I mean, there aren't the same kind of organizations through Europe where you have club teams in the same arenas. You've got small teams or small groups that work together for 1 or 2 years. They find their own sponsors. They kind of run their own show. Is it more difficult to create a business market or a business plan there than it is in Europe?
I think it's not more difficult for us. It was just that, as I said, I played here hockey. I grew up in Europe. So we started in Europe, and there was enough need or to work for us to do it here. And then the NHL team started to get interested in the video and the data we produce and the platform. I think what's interesting on our end is that we have probably the most comprehensive platform. So what we try to do is to get what we have heard also today often is like, how do we should not lose the people? How do we produce or give them tools, easy to use tools to the coaches? And so in our system, what we found out is that we have on one side with Berlin this year, we created analytics data. So really for pre-post game high-end analytics data that they can work and with these kind of data. Then for fairs that we worked for scouting. So we did worldwide scouting videos and produce data there. And then more and more what we can see also, what is really good in hockey is that the junior teams get aware of these kind of systems, and the coaches get aware that this is a good tool, not only I mean all these tools. It's like more cameras, more analytics tools, but these tools really help to develop players, and that they see that, and the players start to expect this now from the teams.
Now, there are different companies that are working very closely with similar kind of systems. Is there enough room for all of these different companies, or should the companies try to work together and try to find the best balance, or is it a race to be first and be Apple and be stronger than everyone else and take over the entire business?
I think there's a small group of 4 companies that at the moment trying to find out how much room is in that space, but I also see the last years that the teams that are getting interested is getting massively bigger. So I think at the moment there's enough space for everybody, and I think we should cooperate. We should do things together. We can learn from each other. But on the long run, for sure, it's getting a little bit tight.
So I had a discussion when we had a break here with Patrick Lambrix and a couple of other people that were with us about that the business is growing. So there's more desire for more information, and it's, we talked, the goalie group talked about at what level should young kids get involved in an analysis of their game or where they're standing or how they're playing, and Jonas Gustafsson, the former NHL goalie, said, hey, sometimes kids just have to be kids. But it seems to me that this market can just keep on growing for many years to come. Do you have the same thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think so too. And I think, yes, kids should play hockey, and they should. I mean, we all played hockey because we just liked it, and it was not about data or about videos or these kind of things. But I think also that if a kid is not interested in seeing this kind of videos or data, then they should just play hockey. But I also see that the kids nowadays, they're using their mobile. They're getting used to. It's quite funny that I think the kids getting used to that they are filmed by themselves, or they film other, or they see videos. I mean, it's much more normal for them to see themselves on a video than for our generation. So I think for them it's getting probably quite normal that if they have a hockey game, that they can see themselves and they can learn, or they can compare themselves and hopefully develop. And it's not seen as I compare myself just because somebody is better or whatever. It's just for learning purposes. And I hope the coaches and the teams, and probably even more in young with the kids, is that the parents don't put pressure on the kids. They just use it as like, here, that's really good. I like what you did. And I think what we saw with the goalies, I mean, I was a goalie myself, and I think it's quite interesting to see that the goalie coaches use the tools more to help the goalies to be confident and to these kind of things. And I think that's probably what we should do with the kids, to give them more confidence and to see what the pro players do, and they can compare and learn these kind of things and getting more developed.
In your presentation, you said one of our strongest strengths for SportContract is that you work with teams and you're close to working with teams. How do you do that?
Yeah, so COVID made everything a little bit, on one side, a little bit more difficult, because before I was really, traveling around Europe the whole season normally, and I spent 2-3 days with the teams and was sitting together with the general manager, sport director, with the scouts, with the coaches, with the analysts, and with the youth departments, and then just to see how they use our tools, or what do they need, and how we can support them. I mean, we be sitting here in the office and then trying to build from the knowledge what we have from playing myself hockey or these kind of things, or being in close contact for many years with clubs. But I think to be together with them and really see how they use the tools and giving you feedback and then coming back to you and saying that's what we need now next, it's really interesting.
Do you feel like a former hockey player when you're talking about all this stuff?
It's quite a long time ago, but I see myself there. I mean, I can see when I'm in the dressing room, it feels like, being there myself.
I don't think I've ever played with a goalie that's smart that could start something like SportContract. Congratulations. Thanks for your help, and thanks for being with us.
Thanks for you and to Patrick and Mikael. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.